Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from. Welcome to another edition of the Home of Nigerian Football podcast. I'm your host, AyoT. And this time around, I have another special guest for you. A fine player for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. One of the best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeeper in all of women's football. She just represented us at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. And, fresh off the tournament, I'm talking to her to discuss a few things. I'm talking about Chiamaka Nnadozie. Chiamaka, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yes. Chiamaka, so we've had a lot of conversations about your football journey, about a lot of things that have happened in your
Yeah.
career. But this FIFA Women's World Cup, was a very well talked about tournament, and it was one that was big for several reasons. But I want to ask you about the news of getting selected to go for the tournament. First of all, you played for Nigeria at the 2019 Women's World Cup. If you asked most people before this tournament, they would have told you, Chiamaka is maybe the first name on the list. How can we go to World Cup before without Chiamaka? But for yourself, how did it feel when
Yeah.
the list was officially announced and you knew that you were going for your second World Cup?
Well, I felt very good. I was so happy, being selected. And sometimes people think, okay, this player has to be there all the time. But it's all about your performance. It's not easy to keep the same performance every time. Even try to do better. Consistency is very hard. It's a very hard track to keep. So I was so happy, I was so proud of myself to be among the century players. Yeah.
Mm. And when you hear a news like that, who is the first person that you usually call? Is it your mom, your sister? Who is the first person I usually call when you hear news like that?
I think my best friend, because my best friend, yeah, yeah, I go just forward them to she once played, I'll
Mm.
just forward it to him like, see you, because my family they don't really know much about football, so I always send it to my best friend for sure. Yeah.
Mm. Amazing. Shout out to your best friend. Okay, now getting ready for the tournament. When you hear the news, how do you start to get yourself mentally and physically ready for a tournament like that? Because World Cup is not, it's not league football, it's not Champions League football, it's
Yeah.
the biggest tournament in the world. So how do you get yourself mentally and physically ready for it?
Mentally, to be honest with you, since I started this career, I've never seen anything disturbed my mental health in terms of playing. Like I might be having a problem now. Once I go to that green grass, I'm a different person.
Mm,
So mentally, a lot happened, a lot. The good ones, the bad ones, but like it has nothing to do with my game. You know. Then physically, I was home for 2 weeks before coming to the World Cup camp. I was training with Desire Paranaze. We were staying together. We trained together. We did everything together to
mm,
make sure we keep fit because we know World Cup is a women's game. Is a tougher stage. We know. We are coming there to fight, to work hard. So we kept on training and training and training to make sure we keep fit. Yeah.
mm. Amazing. And then, finally getting to Australia to prepare for the tournament, with the rest of the team. A lot of fans, like myself and a lot of other people, we were saying that, why Super Eagles, why Super Falcons don't they play big friendly now? Why they know they play, serious match before the tournament? For you, obviously we
Yeah.
saw how the tournament went, but at that stage, is that something that you are thinking of that? Why are we not playing one of these big countries? Or are you just thinking, okay, as long as we train well, we'll still be okay?
Yeah. Well, I think we were prepared enough.
Mm,
You know, we were prepared enough. Yeah, since 1 year we've been playing serious games. We've been playing tough games. We played against Japan, against USA, against Canada. So I don't think for me. 1 month or a few weeks to the World Cup, but I mean, playing big teams, for me, I don't think it will change anything, It's really important to do so, but, I think we've been playing big games, so I think for me, it's not really bad. So even when everyone was like, oh, every other team is in camp, playing big games, Super Falcons, they've not been doing anything, a lot of rumors, a lot of news, even when they said we don't want to train, we don't want to play, we were just smiling, laughing, because we know what we are made of, we know we are together,
Mm.
we know a lot of people are behind us, supporting us. We know what we can do, we know what we want to go there and do. So yeah, I think all the friendly matches we've been playing, they really helped. Yeah,
To prepare you for this tournament. Mm.
yeah.
Okay, okay, good to hear. I mean, just for the record sake, for anybody watching, we did eventually play one friendly against a local team in Australia. We brushed them aside in that friendly. But at least, I personally thought it was good to at least just get the confidence up, before the tournament start, and also just for the coach to be able to see how his players are working together. Um, Now you guys eventually left, where you were having a training camp, and you went to your hotel, your main base in Melbourne, was it, or Brisbane rather, in Brisbane. um
Yeah.
what did you think about the hotel? I saw some videos and some pictures from different players. Was it something that was better than anything that you've seen in your time in the Super Falcons so far? How did the Australians take care of you guys?
Wow. To be honest with you, for the past 6, 7 years, I've been traveling with the national team. I think this is one of the best so far. I
Mm,
must tell you, right from the first day we stepped into our foot into Brisbane, it's been amazing. Like we felt at home. Like for one day, we never thought like we were outside Nigeria.
mm,
There are Nigerians everywhere in the hotel. The embassy people, they come to the hotel every time. They bring food for us. They come to spend time with us. We eat together in the dining. It's been amazing. I think everyone enjoyed that camping. The
mm.
camp, the hotel. It was as if Nigerians, we were the owner of the hotel. Everywhere, green, white, green flag. Everywhere, green and white balloon. Whenever we are coming in for training, they will just line up clapping for us. Like, oh my God, like, I don't know how to describe this, but believe me, it was amazing. So,
No.
so amazing.
That's good to hear. Shout
Yeah.
out to all the Nigerians that live in Australia. It's good that you guys took care of
Yeah.
our Super Falcons. Okay, now let's get into the football a little bit. You've been in camp, moved to your main base, and then the first game is coming up against Canada. Like you already mentioned, we've played against Canada recently. 2 games in Canada, and we did pretty good against them. But obviously, Canada are coming off of this high. I live in Canada, so I know how they were talking on TV. Olympic champions, they have all these players. Chloe Lacasse, Christian Sinclair, legend, and they're going into
Yeah.
that game against Canada. What was your mood like? Were you confident that I know our level, I know what we can do, or were you like, we have to be careful with these people? Oh?
Naija, they will always say, I get them before no be property.
Mm,
You know, yeah, Canada, the Canadians, they have a very good team. They are good players, good football team. They are the Olympic champions. We respect them so much. We love them, you know. But then this is football, Ada is not always a girl. Like, football is changing every day,
mm,
you know. Football is changing. We've been like the last two camps we had, we won our games, we were so ready for this game. We were so ready for this competition. We've been preparing. We lost things, but like that was a stepping stone for us. So for me, we were never scared of Canada. We were never scared of them. We respect them so much. We love them, but then we were never scared. We were so ready. We were so ready for them. We were so ready. Yeah.
And I mean, we saw how the game went. For a large part of it in the beginning, Canada were having all the possession, we're having the opportunities, but our defense, shout out to Oshoala, Tosin Dimei, Alozie, Ashley Plumter. They were so solid, making sure that nothing was coming through. And then,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we go and concede a penalty against Canada. When everything looked like it was going well for us, we concede a penalty. In that moment, because me, I've never been a goalkeeper and I've never played professional football. When a penalty, when the ref blows for a penalty, do you just start praying in your head like, "Hey God, how I want to do this thing now?" Because obviously, penalty, anything can happen. Or how do you get yourself ready? Because you have maybe 1 minute from when they make the decision to when the ball is kicked. How do you get yourself ready for a penalty in the World Cup?
Well, when they called for the penalty, when the VAR called the referee to come check it out, the Canadian players, they were so happy. They were laughing. They were even trying to drag the ball. They were just arguing. But I was just there smiling. I was smiling because it's funny. It's funny that this game, they just want to score by a penalty kick. But then I was so confident. Before the game, I watched the game against New Zealand, Norway. You when the New Zealand striker scored, like I told myself, Chiamaka, Super Falcons are playing tomorrow against Canada. You just have to. I was so prepared. I was mentally prepared. So when they gave the penalty, I was just smiling. I told myself, like, girl, you got this. You got this. So, and at the end, you just have to believe in yourself. Just follow your heart. My mind just tell me, say, just go there. She's gonna play it there. And I followed my heart, and
Mm.
I was able to get the ball. Yeah, I
So
was so happy about that.
So for that save, it was something that you already knew where you were diving, or it was when she was about to kick the ball that you decided.
No, no, no. I never knew she was going to play the ball there. I've never watched her play penalties. I've never watched any Canadian players play penalties. When she took the ball, when she placed it, she looked at me, I looked at her. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on the left side. When she looked at me, I just decided to go on the left side.
Mm,
My mind just told me she's gonna play it there. I said, okay, let me just follow my heart. And when she wanted to play, if you noticed, I wanted to go on the wrong side, but at the dying minute, I just changed my mind again. I'm like, no, just go there. And I
mm,
just went there. I just stretched. It was a full stretching. If I had gone earlier, I would have gotten the ball so easily. Well, I wanted to go on the right side, and I was like, no, just go on the left side. And I switched immediately. The reaction was difficult to see, but I knew what I did.
mm,
So when I went there, I was like, yes, yes, yes. So I
Amazing.
was so
And
happy. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but there was a picture that went pretty viral where Asisat was pointing to that side as she was standing.
Yes,
So
yes.
did that help you at all?
I didn't even see what Z was doing.
Mm,
After the game, Z called me. Z was like, Chiamaka, I was pointing on the left side for you, but you were not watching. I was like, how? I didn't even see. So Z was like, someone told her that Sinclair is gonna play there, you know.
mm,
But then, to be honest with you, to be sincere, I never watched anything. I never saw Z's hand. It was after Z brought her phone and Z was like, Chiamaka, look, look. I was like, whoa, really? I didn't even see anything. Like, I just went there, I just
mm.
followed my mind. It was crazy, like she was doing like this, but I didn't see it, but it was crazy.
No, it was
Yeah,
it was truly crazy. I don't know if you saw my reaction. I was screaming, I was
yeah.
jumping when you saved that penalty.
I, I,
You know.
For real, I swear I never watched Z's hand. I never saw her pointing. I just followed my heart. And after she was showing me, I was like, whoa, whoa, really? Yeah,
Mm. And I will say from my own perspective as a fan watching the games, you know, after you
yeah,
saved that penalty in the game against Canada, that's when my confidence really, really went up. That you know what, if even penalty, they know if he scores like this, Chiamaka is ready,
yeah,
man. We're ready for this tournament. I mean,
yeah,
eventually the game ended goalless, first point, and I think it was also important for us to be able to, not lose, even if we couldn't win that first
yeah,
match, because you don't want to put too much pressure
yeah.
on yourselves. Okay, now moving on. The second game of the tournament against Australia. I mean, host nation. I mean, we had heard the news before the match that Samantha Kerr was injured, so maybe that was their biggest threat gone. But regardless, they still have a lot of good players on their team. And then important thing is that they have almost the entire crowd that is behind them that is going to be supporting them. Did you feel any added pressure before that game against Australia because it was the host nation?
No, there was no pressure at all. I think the game I had the most pressure was the game of Ireland.
Okay, we'll get there.
Like
We'll get
I
there.
was, I was, yeah. I think playing against Australia, I think that was the easiest game for us. To be
Mm,
sincere with you, it was the easiest game. Like we never got scared of them. Like, we were so hungry to play them.
mm,
We were so hungry to play against Australia. We knew we were going to play against the whole nation, the whole stadium, because when we came in, everywhere was yellow, green, yellow, green. Even the Nigerian fans, they were hidden, like we couldn't see them.
in one
We were
small
like, oh my
section.
God. But then, believe me, our dressing room na fire.
Mm,
When we go to the dressing room, people don't know what we're doing there. Like the morale, I don't know how to describe this, but man, my girls, like I love them so much. I love the mentality, I love the mindset, I love the spirit, like I love the big heart. We fear nobody. We respect everyone, but we fear nobody. Like we are always ready to play. So we never got scared of them. We were like, I think that's the biggest game we were waiting for. Like we want to play that game.
mm.
And at the end of the day, we were so happy we won the game. Like it's a big thing for us, trust me.
No, amazing. I mean, that win was fantastic. Obviously, it was our first win of the tournament
Yeah,
as well. And it put us in a very, very good position, going into the final game,
yes,
because we knew
exactly.
that we
Yeah,
had our qualification in our own hands. And that's the best thing that
yeah,
that you can really have for yourself. Okay,
yeah.
let's move on to the game against Ireland. You said that was the game that you felt the most pressure. Why was that?
Yes, because everyone was saying Nigeria is gonna beat Ireland, Nigeria is gonna beat Ireland. But in this football, sometimes the most difficult game is the most. No, I'm not gonna say it's the most easiest game, but sometimes the most difficult game is the game, like when you're playing against a team that plays like you. When you watch very well, Ireland plays similar like us. They are so strong, they have big bodies, they have tall players. Like I think they are more like us.
Mm,
So, and again, I felt more pressured because that was the game that's gonna give us the qualification. That very game is going to decide if we will play in the round of 16 or not. And then it was we played same time together with Canada and Australia. We don't know what's going to happen.
mm,
We don't know if Canada is going to tie with Australia. We don't know if they're going to win. Like nothing, no clue. So I was very scared. I'm like, oh my God, like we just have to win or draw. We were so careful not to get yellow card, not to get a penalty, not to concede any goal. So I think that was the most pressured game for me.
mm.
Yeah.
And I mean, that game, a lot of Nigerians, like you said, were thinking that we're going to win this game. So let me ask you the question. When we played 0-0 in that match and we qualified for the round of 16, but unfortunately, because of Australia, they smacked Canada, so we still finished second in the group. Were you a little bit
Yeah.
disappointed that we should have won this group? Or were you just happy that we went through to the round of 16?
To be honest with you, the plan was to win the game, to top the group. That was the plan. But then, football happened, in football. So like so many things can happen in football. We
Yeah.
wanted to win. The plan was not to go draw Ireland. The plan was to win Ireland and top the group. But then, it was a tie with them. So still we were grateful for the oh my God, they've taken the light.
Nigeria. Okay, welcome back. Sorry for that intermission. Nigeria happened to our interview. But yeah, let's quickly keep it going from the game against Ireland. I guess my final question on that match would be: you became the first Nigerian goalkeeper to keep two clean sheets in the same World Cup tournament, with that goalless draw against Ireland. I mean, 4 years before, you became the youngest ever goalkeeper for any country to keep a clean sheet at the World Cup. These records, are you like Ronaldo that I say I don't chase records, the record are just chasing me? Or how is it? How is it for you when you break this kind of
Like
record?
I don't even know how they are realizing that this record has not been broken by anyone. Like I will just go there and play. The next thing, ah, a new record. Like sometimes I would like even when this recent one came out that I'm the first um African goalkeeper or Nigerian goalkeeper to keep two clean sheets in a World Cup. I was even asking my teammates, not true, like why are they lying? They were like, "Hey, girl, be proud." Like like I was so happy. It's a good thing for me. Yeah.
No, incredible. Of course, we're proud of you. It shows the hard work that you're doing, and also just shows, the level that you are competing at. Personally, I was very happy when these things happen because I've been to tell people for some time now, say, Chiamaka one of the best in the world, or people would they doubt me. But at least they were able to see it for themselves in this World Cup. Okay, let's move forward now. We've played 3 matches in the group, we finished second. Now we are drawn up in the round of 16 against England. It doesn't get easier for us, unfortunately. England, very strong team in world football. We know that. They are European champions as well, so they are coming in with some level of confidence. How did you feel before that game against England? Was there any doubt? Was there any fear, or were you just taking it like every other match?
Well, personally, I was happy when we knew we were going to play England. I don't know why. I love big games. Like I
Mm,
love big games. Like I love them. So I was so happy. Like I was just like I can't wait to play this game. Like I want to play. I want to play. And the spirit was very high. There was no pressure at all. It was all over the news. England is going to beat Nigeria. When you go to the internet, England is going to beat Nigeria. But then it doesn't, like, we don't care what the internet is saying. We don't care what the medias are saying. We don't care. What we care about is what we want to do, like
yeah,
what we have in mind, our aim. Everybody was talking about James. Yeah, James, she's a very good player. Big respect to her. She's one of the best. People were saying a lot about her, which was true. Which was true. She's a very good player. But then, we gave some of our players assignments, to stop her, and which they did very well.
did their homework very well.
So yeah, they did their homework very well. After the game, there's this tweet Halima made. She was like, "I don't joke with my assignments." Like I was like, "Yes, sir." Yeah. Sorry, I was like, "Yes, ma." That was a very good one. So right from the group stage, it hasn't been easy. Again, playing against the host, playing against the Olympic champions, and again the European champions. Like I can't ask for a better teammate. Like I'm so proud of this team, really.
And that game again, if you don't know this, I looked at England's track record. 18 competitive matches in a row. England had scored in 18 competitive matches in a row. They faced Nigeria, they faced Chiamaka, that's the game that they don't score. We've even seen it after that. They've played in the competition even beyond that. They've played a quarterfinal and then they scored again.
Yeah,
So it's only against you that the English team somehow could not find the back of the net. How does that make you feel?
yeah, like proud. Yeah, yeah. I felt proud. I felt good. I was so happy. The thing is that like we don't want to know what you've been doing. When it gets to our turn, we try to spoil it for you.
Mm,
When we played against USA last year, summer, the record was that no team has ever scored them for the past 6 or 8 months, and which we did.
yeah.
We just like to spoil people's own, in a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
So I just love everything about the girls. Like when you
Mm,
come with your record, we try to do something. Like before the competition started, we played a friendly match with an Australian team. They've won 64 matches in a row. They've never lost any game. When
wow.
we heard that, we were like, whoa, okay. And at the end, we broke the record. So we Nigerians, we're just record breakers. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And okay, let's talk about the sad moment for us in the tournament. That penalty shootout. My first question, when I've spoken to some people after the match, and they were saying that when it was time for penalties, instead of Chiamaka to go and maybe be reading her notes, that she was just there, she was standing or she was praying one of the staff from the Super Falcons. So let me ask you, how do you prepare? How did you prepare for the penalty shootout? Once it was time against England.
Nothing to prepare. All the preparations were made in the hotel, in the dressing room before we come to the pitch.
Mm,
So many people, they come to the pitch, they start making their preparations. No, we don't do that. Everything I want to do, I do it before the game. Before the game, we watch their penalties, and if you look very well, I followed all the balls. And the England in the English players, they played very well. If you watch from the analysts, they said their shots, they were so strong and massive than the shot of the. It was a good penalty. So I did what the coach asked me to do, and yeah, it is what it is. So it's not my fault. The penalty is a game of luck. The coach gave me an instruction, which I followed. So yeah, there is nobody to blame. Yeah,
no, yeah, for sure. And you're talking about that Chloe Kelly's penalty. They even said it was faster and stronger than any shot from the Premier League, in the previous
yeah,
season. So I mean, we have to give kudos to them. They beat us on penalties.
yeah.
They took some good penalties. Unfortunately, we were knocked out of the competition. There was also another moment that went a bit viral. After the penalty shootout, when you were down, obviously feeling sad, a few of the English players came around you to just raise you from the floor and just cheer you up. How did that make you feel in that moment?
Well, after the penalty, I was heartbroken, because the goal was to get to the quarterfinals and to the semifinals. In fact, to the finals.
Mm,
Because we already had a vest, go for gold. We were so ready, we
yeah.
were so determined to get to the finals, even if the world doesn't believe in us, you know. So I was so heartbroken because we knew what we wanted. We knew what we've said to ourselves, So I was heartbroken. I was like, oh my God, this big dream is coming to an end again until 4 years time. I
Mm,
was like, no, this is a dream. Like, I don't want to take this. No, no. Can we just restart this game? Then I just saw some players. They gathered me. They were trying to bring me up. I was even thinking it was my own teammate. When I opened my eyes, I saw them. I was like, oh my God. So I just stood up. Like really, their words of encouragement. It helped me they encouraged me. They said few words to me which motivated me, and big respect to them. Some players, they would be out there celebrating, but they left all the celebrations. They came to me, not just me, to cheer us up, because they know we played very well, and yeah, we are a good team.
Mm. Amazing, amazing. And looking at the whole tournament, two questions about that. One, how would you assess your own personal performance in the tournament? And two, which of the matches did you think was your best game at the World Cup?
I would say it's the game of Canada. I think against Canada. For me, for me, because that game kept us in the tournament. That game gave us hope. That game gave us something to play for. So I think for me, I think that was the best game so far. A lot of cross balls denied by me. Because Canada, they are very good on that. So I think for me, yeah, I think that was, yeah, that was the best game, because it gave
Mm.
us hope. You know, yeah.
And overall, how would you assess the performance of throughout the whole tournament, finishing in the round of 16? How would you assess the whole tournament?
To be honest with you, I think this team is the best team so far in this competition. I don't want to hear, like, I don't care. This team is the best team. Like, it's just like when someone doesn't believe in you, when people are doubting you, what you can do. Like, look at what we did. Like, we showed the whole world. Like, we are not African best for nothing. We do, like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start from, seriously. But just know that this team is the best team. I said it. Super Falcons, the Nigerian Super Falcons team is the best team in the world. And the world is going to see more of us. I promise. This is not the end. We are just getting started. They will see good football. They will see good team, good attitude. Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Mm. Amazing, amazing, big words. And I like the belief, I like the confidence that you have in yourself and in the rest of the team. Okay, to round off, the World Cup has come. Unfortunately, our time there has ended. But the world of football never really stops. In another few weeks, maybe a month, I know you're going to be back, playing games again for your club, Paris FC in France. Do you have any personal goals, anything that you want to achieve in the upcoming season with your club? I mean, of course, you are playing in the Champions League qualifiers as well. So any goals that you have for yourself and your club?
Yeah. I used to tell people, don't just go to training because there is a training. Don't just go to work because you have to work. For me, every day when I wake up, when I go to training, I tell myself, today I have to achieve something like this, and I have to achieve it. And if I don't, I'll get angry, I'll be mad at myself, and I'll try to do things right. Even before the World Cup competition, my coach sent me a text. She was like, "What are your expectations in this World Cup?" I told her, "You know me, I like breaking records. I
Mm,
like to achieve new things. I like to do extra, like, I just want to be the best." She was like, "Very good marker." That was what she could. That was what she calls me. So for me, it's a new season. Since I became a member of Paris FC, this team has been progressing every year, like every year. We've been stepping up. We've been progressing, and me personally, since I joined the team, I've been progressing. You know, last 2 seasons it was 8 clean sheets. Last season it was 10 clean sheets, and I believe this season is gonna be better. It's gonna be
mm.
better. Yeah, it's gonna be better. And I believe as a team, Paris FC, we are going to try our best, play very well, and to also qualify for the main competition, Yeah.
Amazing. And then finally, what is your message, your closing words to all the Nigerian fans, all your supporters that are watching you, listening to you from all around the world? What's your message to them?
To all the great, amazing Nigerian fans, I don't know. I don't really know what to say, but I'm like, this word is coming from my heart. I love you all. Since I've been playing football, this is the first time I'm seeing all the whole nation, all the Nigerians supporting Super Falcons. The
Mm.
love, the support, the encouragement was so real. Like, it's even up to now. Like, oh my God, it's so real. Like, this is my first time seeing Nigerians coming out to support, to encourage. Normally, when we lose games, you see a lot of comments online, like no negative comments at all. I've never seen. They've been supportive, they've been encouraging, they've been, cheering us up. And I just want to plead with them, please continue, don't stop. We need you more. We need more of this encouragement. And we promise to always make the nation proud and to put smiles on your face. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm. Fantastic words. And that brings us to the end of today's conversation. Always a pleasure talking to you, Chiamaka. I enjoyed it, hearing the stage of the
Thank
World
you.
Cup. And hopefully, in 4 years' time, we'll be able to surpass even the achievements of this year. We'll be able to play better. And maybe that's when we'll win our own
Yeah,
Women's World Cup.
I
All
believe.
right.
I believe.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.